recording. Okay. Okay, great. So in today's class, we are going to discuss uh, how to extract the data from Excel file. But before doing that, let me complete the yesterday's session. So yesterday, we have created a simple package to extract the data from flat file, right? So this is the package we have created yesterday. And let me go to the SQL Server Management Studio, and I'm going to open the window which we have saved yesterday. See, this is the SSIS class 23. Let me select my database class 23. Now let me execute this statement. See, 7 records are there. Okay. Now, what if I execute the same package again? So let me execute the same package. Now, how many records are extracted? 7 records, because your flat file is having those 7 records. So now again those 7 records got inserted into your destination table. Okay. So if you go back to the SQL Server Management Studio and execute the same statement, you will be able to retrieve total 14 records. Yesterday you have already inserted 7 records. Again 7 more records got inserted into your destination table. Okay. Now this is appending. So this load is called appending. So I told you in the beginning session there are some loading types, right? So 3 types of loading types are there. First one is appending. Appending, that means you are not refreshing your destination table. You are not making empty the destination table. You are simply, whatever data comes from the source, you are trying to add those records to the destination table. Okay, so like what we are doing just now. So again, if you execute the package, whatever records that are available in the source table simply will get inserted into the destination table. It's keep on adding. This is called appending load type. Now the second type is what? A refresh. Okay, the name itself says refresh. Refresh means you are simply making the table empty before loading the data. Okay, so your table will become empty, no records will be available in your destination table. So then you are loading the data flow task, so that whatever data that is available in the source table, that will comes under your destination table. Okay, now in order to make the destination table empty, so what you are going to do? You are going to use the truncate table statement. Truncate table EMP. The moment you make it, the moment you execute this statement, your EMP table will become empty. So if you check now, say no data is available. So your table is empty now. Now what I will do, I will execute the package. 7 records inserted. Okay, now execute it. See, 7 records are there. So tomorrow again my source table is updated with some data. Again, what I will do, before executing the package, I will truncate this. So my table will become empty. Now again I will execute the package. So whatever updated data available in the flat file, that will come and inserted into the destination table. So this is called refresh. Now check, 7 records are there. But why should I do it manually? Manually, I'm just executing this truncate table statement, right? So this is manual process. So what I'm going to do, I will go to the package. Okay, before running the data flow task, I want to execute the truncate table statement, right? So this is a SQL statement. If I want to execute any SQL statement in SSIS package under control flow, use the execute SQL task. Okay, use the execute SQL task. Now connect this to the data flow task. Now what will happen? First execute SQL task will be running, so that your table will become empty. Then data flow task will run. it is going to load the data into destination table. Okay, so let us open the execute SQL task, edit. Here we need to provide the connection type OLEDB, provide the connection in which database you want to execute this truncate table EMP statement. SSIS class 23 is my database. So already we have created a connection here. Sudhakar.ssis class 23. At the time of creating the data flow task, you have created this connection manager. See, if it is not there, then you can create a new connection. By selecting the new connection, you can select your server and you can select the database also. Okay, right. So let's go to the SQL statement. The next property is what? SQL statement. Which SQL statement you want to execute? Let's click on this 3 ellipses button. Now write whatever SQL statement you want to execute. So let me copy it, paste it, click on OK. Now the moment you execute this truncate table EMP, are you able to getting any result set? You are not able to getting any result set, right? So here simply it makes the table empty. That's it. It deletes the records. You are not retrieving any records here. Simple thing. So always this result set should be none. If you are getting any result set here, then you have to select whether single row or full result set. Let us say if you use select star from EMP, then probably you will get some result set. Some records will be retrieved if data is there. In that case, based upon the result set, if you are always getting single row, then you will select single row. If you get more than single row, then you will get full result set. If you get XML result set, then you will select XML. But as of now, don't worry about that. Just select the none because you are simply truncating the table. Truncate table EMP simply deletes the records from the table. That's it. Okay. Now let's click on OK. Okay. So we have selected the connection manager. We provided the SQL statement and we selected the result set none. Simple. Click on OK. So for yesterday's package, we are simply adding the new task called execute SQL task in order to truncate the table. Simple. Now let us execute it. See, execute SQL task makes the table empty. Your destination table is empty. Now data flow task inserted 7 records successfully. Okay. Now go back to the SQL Server Management Studio and select star from EMP. Should be running. Now see, we have 7 records. If I execute it again what it will do? It will make it empty. Then it will insert the 7 records. So overall, how many records will be there? Again 7 records. It is not going to append the data every time. It is refreshing the data. Okay, every time table will be truncated, then data will be loaded. So this is called second load type, that is refresh. Appending means without truncating the table, you are simply adding the data to the destination table. So multiple records will come. But here in refresh, every time you will truncate the data, then you will load the data. So whatever updated data available in the source file, at that point of time, that will be loaded into the destination table for refresh. Okay. Now third loading type, we are not going to do the practical now because at the time of slowly changing dimension transformation, I will explain this. So the third loading type is insert update. Okay, insert update means rather than truncating the entire table, rather than deleting the records from the destination table, so rather than truncating all the 7 records, what I will do, I will compare both source table and destination table. If any existing records are having modifications, I'm going to update those records. If any newly inserted records are there in the source table, I'm going to insert those records. Rest of the records I do not touch. Okay. If any existing records are there but no modifications are there, then I do not touch those records. I do not touch them. I will touch only the records which are having modifications and newly inserted records in source table. So in order to get the data, you have to compare both the source table and the destination table based on some key column. We call it as a business key. See, employee number is a key column, right? So based upon employee number, I will compare both the tables. System will do that comparison. It will try to identify the delta data. So what is delta data? Delta data is nothing but records which are having modifications and newly inserted records. These two types of records are delta data. Sorry, delta data. Okay, that is the reason why we call it as an incremental load. Incremental load or delta load. Simple. Okay, so we are going to see the practicals and all at the time of slowly changing dimension. As of now, just try to remember insert or update means whenever you have source data records which are having modifications, then it will compare with the destination table rather than deleting all the records. Simply it will compare both the tables. Whatever existing records which are having modifications will be updated. Whatever newly inserted records are found in the source table, those are getting inserted into the destination table. So inserting newly inserted records, updating existing records with modifications. That is what insert update. Any doubts so far? Loading types? Anyone? No, right? Okay, fine. So let's go to next package. So here what we are going to do, let's close this and let me create a new package for extracting the data from Excel file. Okay, so let me show you the source file first. Go to data sources. In client source, I have one Excel file called EMP. Not this one. Let me open LOC. Yes, see the Excel file name is LOC, but here we have two sheets. One is LOC sheet, another one is DEPT sheet. But I want to extract the data only from the DEPT sheet. The sheet name is DEPT, department number. Okay, see this DEPT sheet is having three columns: DEPT number, department name, DNAME, and location ID. Okay, so four records are there and three columns are there. Okay, so if you check the data for department and department number, we have number data is available, numeric data, and department name is a string data, character data, and the location ID is again numeric data, number. Okay, now let us see if you extract the data from any Excel file, so how it is going to take the data types and all. Okay, this is important. Let's go to, let me close this. Let's go back to the package, new SSIS package. Let me take the data flow task, double click on it. Let's go to the sources, take the Excel source, edit. See, connection manager is not there, so let us create a new connection manager. Select the Excel path, select the LOC file, Control C, so that it is going to copy the path of the file. Paste it, Control V. Okay, so click on open. So this is the path of the file, and enable the first row has column names. Okay, because your DEPT sheet is having column headers in the first row, so that's why let us enable it. Click on OK. Now data access mode is table or view. Let us select the LOC dollar, DEPT dollar, because we want to load the data from DEPT sheet. So let's select the DEPT sheet. Click on columns. Now try to remember in yesterday's class when we extract the data from text file, what happened? From text file, when you extract the data, by default the data type is string dtstr, length is 50. That was the default type, right? So irrespective of any data, it is considered as a string dtstr. But today you are going to extract the data from Excel file. When you keep the cursor on DEPT number, see, it is saying data type double precision float DTR8. I told you, right? So double precision float DTR8. So it is considering the numeric values as a float values, DTR8. Okay. And department name is a character data. It is considering the character data as Unicode string DTWSTR. And if you go to the LOC ID, it is a number data. Again, it is considered as a double precision float DTR8. So you need to understand one point. If you extract the data from Excel file, by default, it is considering the data types as, if it is a numeric data, it should be a double precision float DTR8. If it is a character data, it is a Unicode string DTWSTR. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we want to create a destination table with another data types, and we are going to convert the data types as per the destination table. Okay. Let's go ahead and create the destination table. Create table DEPT number. First column is DEPT number, right? So data type is integer, and department name varchar 20, and LOC ID, location ID. So this is integer again. This is my destination table. Execute it. Table has been created. Select star from DEPT. Execute. See, your table has been created. Let's go ahead and convert the data types, because I told you we need to convert the data types as per the destination table. Okay. Now, so let's take the data conversion transformation. Connect this, double click, select all of them. See, the department number is in a double precision float DTR8. I want to convert it into integer data type. So integer data type is nothing but 4-byte signed integer DTI4. Integer means DTI4, right? So yesterday we have seen some data types, equivalent data types in SSIS in SQL Server. So integer means DTI4. Now Unicode string. So it is in a Unicode string. I want to convert it into varchar. So varchar means string DTSTR. I want to convert this into string DTSTR, and length is 20, and double precision float DTR8. Again, it should be converted into DTI4 because it is a numeric data. If you go to the destination table, see, integer. Simple. So the converted column name is what? Copy of DEPT number, copy of D name, copy of LOC ID. Click on OK. Now come to the OLEDB destination. Let's click on new. Let us select the class 23. Yesterday we have already created a connection, so no need to create one more time. Okay, let's select that. Click on OK. Select the data access view, table or view fast load. Select the table. So DEPT table is the destination table here. Let's go to the mappings. Here, see, already table names are matching. That's the reason why automatically mappings are done. But these are not correct, right? Because department number is in DTR8, but here it is in a DTI4. So what we need to do, we need to convert, we need to map converted columns. Copy of department number, copy of department name, copy of LOC ID. Now this is perfect. So let's click on OK. Let us execute the package. See, it is throwing an error. It is throwing an error. What is the error? We don't know. See, it got failed. if you go there, at the time of extracting the data from Excel source, it got failed. Let's go to the progress. Here there is an error message. If you right click on that, you will be able to copy the message text, paste it here. See, it is not able to create a connection manager. It's not able to create a connection manager, so that it's not able to extract the data from the Excel file. So, but this error is common whenever you have used the Excel source in the SSIS package. Okay, so what we need to do, the thing is, let's go to the solution. Where is that? Go to the view, solution explorer. See, this is your package, right? This is your project, right? So right click on your project, select the properties. Okay, go to the deployment, sorry, go to the debugging, run 64-bit runtime. This property should be false. Okay, now make it apply. Click on OK. That's it. Now let us execute it again. See, now it is working. 4 records are extracted from the Excel source. Those are getting converted data types. Now loaded into destination table. So let's go to the destination table, execute this. See, we have 10, 20, 30, 40 records are there. Okay, so this is the way to extract the data from the Excel file. Clear? Any doubts? No, right? So fine. So let me save this. Let me rename this package. Let me rename. So I will name it as Excel, so that you will be understanding that okay, this is related to Excel source. So let me close this. And this time we are going to see how to extract the data from XML file. Okay, XML file. So this time I'm going to take the XML as a source, then I will load the data. So before doing that, let me show you what is the source file, how it looks like, what type of data will be available. Let's go to the client source. Here say XML document. The type is XML document and the name is what? LOC. Okay. So this is a schema file. Schema file is nothing but a metadata file. Okay. So it will have metadata of this XML document. Even though it is not available, if I delete this, not a problem. So your source file is only LOC file. That's it. Double click on it. So if I open it, it is going to open like this. This is XML file. So if you observe the data, see, you can say table name is LOC. Look, okay, and you have 2 columns: location ID, location name. Location ID 1 stands for Hyderabad. Location ID 2 stands for location name Bangalore. Location ID 3 stands for Chennai. So total 3 records are there, 2 columns are there: LOC ID, L name, and table name is what? LOC. So if I create a table with the 2 columns, the table name is LOC, then I want to load all these 3 records into that table. Okay, so let's go to the, let's close this. Let's go back to the package. Let me create a new SSIS package. Take the data flow task. Now, let's take the XML source. Right click, edit, XML location. Click on browse. See, already it is pointing to the same location. So if you want to go to the location, then you can copy it and you can click on open. See, same location. It is reading the XML document. Okay, let us select that, click on open. Now again it is asking for XSD file also. XSD is nothing but a metadata file. So we have already deleted that file, right? So it is not available there. Now what you can do, you can click on generate XSD. The moment you click on generate XSD, automatically system will create one XSD file here with the same name. Click on generate XSD. See, it is taking the same path. Click on save. Now see, it is created loc.xsd. If you go back to the path, see, that schema file is created again. So system will create that. Now click on columns. See, two columns are there, LOCID, LNAME. Try to understand the data types here. If I extract the data from the XML file, if it is a numeric value like location ID, so what it would be the default data type. Default data type is single byte unsigned integer DTUI1. Okay, and if it is a character data, it is Unicode string DTWSTR255. Fine. But in my destination table, I want to use integer data type for the location ID. For location name, I will use varchar. Okay. So here I do not create the destination table manually. Okay. Let the system let the system generate some script for us in order to create the destination table. We have that option also. Earlier we used to create the table and we mapped the columns, right? But this time we are going to use the system generated table. Okay. So let's click on OK. And what I'm going to do, I will convert the data types because I want to get the integer data type for the location ID. So let's select the 4 byte signed into the DTI4 and let's select the string DTSTR for the LNAME column. So I will make the length as 20. Now click on OK. Let's go to the VolleyDB destination. Click on new. Select the class 23 database. Tabular view fast load. Here if you observe, table is not available. DEPT, EMP both are there, but you do not have the location table. LOC table is not available. So here you have an opportunity to create the LOC table by generating the script. Click on new. System will give you some script. See, create table VolleyDB destination. It will give you some default name. So what you can do, you can copy it, you can paste it. So here system is providing all the 4 columns. Okay, you need to observe that this LOCID and LNAME, these 2 columns are directly coming from the XML document. These 2 are original columns with original data types. Tiny int and varchar. So tiny int, nothing but that unsigned integer UI1 and varchar, Unicode string. These 2 are original data types, but we don't want these original data types. Okay, we want only integer and varchar. See, after converting them, name has been changed to copy of LOCID and copy of LNAME, and data types are integer and varchar. So we require only these 2 columns, not these 2 columns. Okay, so let me delete them. So we require only these 2 data types, but names are something like copy of LOCID and copy of LNAME. You can remove this copy of keyword. Now LOCID, LNAME, only 2 columns are there with the required data types, integer, varchar. Now let me change the table name to LOC simply. So now what you can do, you can copy it and you can paste it here. Now click on OK. The moment you click on OK, automatically table will be created, LOC. Now go to mappings, map the copy of LOCID to the LOCID, copy of LNAME to the LNAME, and click on OK. Simple. Now let us go back to the SQL Server Management Studio and check the table whether it is created or not. Execute it. See, it is created with the 2 columns. Now let's execute the package. 3 rows got inserted into your destination table. Fine. So click on OK. Let's check the table again. See, we got all the 3 records. So this is the way to extract the data from XML source. Very rare case. So generally you will not get this type of requirement. But if you whenever if you get a requirement to load the data from XML source, then yes, probably you can do in same way. So let me save the package name with simple XML. Clear? Any doubts so far? No, right? Okay. So let's move to next package. So here this time what I'm going to do, I will use the OLEDB source and I will use the OLEDB destination. Okay. So this time I want to take the data from database itself. So let's say we have EMP table, right? So already we have created EMP table with 7 records. Now what I want to do, I want to create a skeleton only. I want to create one more table with the same structure, whatever EMP is having. Okay, so let me use this statement. Select star into new table name. So I want to provide EMP2. This is my new table name. From which table you want to extract the structure? EMP. Okay, so I want to extract the only structure but not the data. So in that case I will provide some false condition where 1 is equal to 2. If I do not provide this false condition, if I execute only this part of statement, then what it will do, it is going to create the exactly copy of the table. So whatever data that is available in the EMP, so both structure and data both will be copied into EMP2 new table. But I want to copy only structure but not the data. That's why I will provide false condition. 1 is equal to 2 is a false condition, right? So let's execute it. See, 0 rows affected. So what is your new table name? Select star from EMP2. Yeah, sure. Okay, so fine. Let's execute it. EMP number, E name, D name. 3 columns are there. Fine. Now what I want to do, I want to load the data from EMP file EMP table to EMP2 table. Okay. So let's go back to the SSIS packages. New SSIS package. Data flow task. Now let's go to the sources and this time I want to take OLEDB source. Okay. So double click on it. Click on new. Select the class 23. See here I'm using the same database for both source and the destination. In your case, if it might be different. In that case, you are going to create that server, that database connection, then select that one. Click on OK. Now, data access mode. Here I want to give you one tip for the performance improvement. Okay. So whenever you are using OLEDB source for retrieving the data, any database. So if you want to extract data from any Oracle, DB2, Sybase, SQL Server, so any RDBMS database, if you want to extract the data using OLEDB source, always use the data access mode as SQL command. Okay, do not use the table or view. If you use table or view, what will happen? It will retrieve the entire table's data, even though it is not required for you. Okay, and you will not be able to apply any condition here. Unnecessarily you are extracting the data into the buffer memory. So whenever you run the data flow task in backend, what will happen, so it is like it is going to create some buffers, input buffers and output buffers. This is backend process. Okay, so it is going to store that data in input buffer, then it will process, then it will send it through output buffer. So memory, lot of resources will be occupied, isn't it? So whenever you do not have the entire data, if you want to keep the filter on the data, then probably you can use the SQL command. Even though you do not have any where clause or any filter conditions also, better use the SQL command. So when you use SQL command, the performance will be increased if it is a OLEDB source. Okay. Now, so rather than using the table or view, I will write that statement here. Select star from EMP. This is our table name, right? So if you see the preview, see how many records are there? 7 records are there. Okay. Now, one more concept. Here I want to retrieve all the 3 columns. Let us say in your case, you require only 2 columns, EMP number and ename. Then rather than using the star, provide the actual column names, EMP number, comma, ename from EMP. Because you require only those 2 columns. Unnecessarily do not include all the columns in the select query. Again, it hits the performance. That is the reason. Okay, so here we require all the 3 columns. So let me select the third column also. What is the third column? Dname, right? So yes, we got the data. Let's go to the columns. See, 3 columns are there. Now click on OK. In this case, do we need to use the data conversion transformation? Not really required, because you have already copied the structure, whatever same structure that is available for the source, you copied the same structure to the destination table also. So no need to change the data types, right? So that's the reason no transformation is required. Directly you can select the OLEDB destination. You can connect them, double click on it. Now select the table. EMP2 is there, right? So let's select that, go to the mappings. See, both are having same column names and same data types. So automatically those are mapped. Click on OK, then execute it. Simple. See, 7 rows got inserted. So I will go back to the table. Let me check the EMP2. See, it is having 7 records. Okay, so this is the way to extract the data from database to database table. Any doubts? Okay, fine. So let's save this and let's close it. And now these are all very simple basic packages we are doing, because we should know if it is a flat file source, how we are extracting. Most of the times you are having these sources, flat file, Excel, XML, or database. Okay. Now what we want to do, we want to apply some condition. Okay. So let's say if I have some where clause. So if I have some data criteria, if data matches this particular department number, so it should go into some other table. If data matches some other condition, so that should go into some other table. Okay, so this type of data criteria is there. So whatever data that meets the criteria, it should go in some other destination tables based upon the criteria matching. Okay, like that, if I have any opportunity like that, so how we are going to implement that in the SSIS? So let us see, we have one transformation called condition split. Okay, so using that condition split, we are going to implement conditions on the data flow. Then we are going to load the data into different destination tables. Clear? So let's go to the, so let's start from EMP. Okay, anyway, so here yes, we have department name column. We have some data for sales. It is not repeating multiple times. Okay, fine, no problem. So let me create a few more columns here. If I execute this package, if I open the flat file, if I disable it, so it is not going to truncate the table. So if I execute it, what will happen? 7 more records got inserted into the table, right? So let me close this. Now let's check the select star from EMP. So it will have multiple records. 14 records are there. Now what I want to do, I want to load only department name matches sales. Okay, so I want to load the records which are having department name sales. So if I apply where condition here, where dname is equal to sales, then how many records I'm getting? Only 2 records. Okay, so I want to load these records, whatever matching criteria, into some destination table. So let us say I will take this EMP2 as a destination. So already EMP2 table is having some records. Let me truncate that table. Truncate EMP2. Now it is empty. So this is your destination table. I want to load those records into EMP2, whatever matching criteria. Whatever records which are not meeting the criteria, those will go into some other destination. So this time I will take flat file destination. Records which are not matching the criteria will go into the flat file destination. Records which are matching criteria will go into the EMP2 destination. Okay, so 2 destinations I'm going to use. So let's go to the new SSIS package. Let's go to the data flow task. Double click. Now take the flat file source, not flat file source, because we are using the EMP table, right? So EMP table is our source. So let me take the OLEDB source. Click on new. Select the connection manager class 23. Use the SQL command. Select star from EMP. 3 columns we are getting. So click on OK. So if you open this preview, see total 14 records are there. Click on OK. Now what I want to do, I will use condition split transformation. See, condition split. Connect this. Now right click, click on edit. Here in condition split, you will be able to write some expressions. Right side, if you top corner right side, if you observe, lot of functions are there. See, mathematical functions, string functions, null functions. Okay, typecast operators. And left side, if you see variables and parameters, we haven't created any variables and parameters in this package. Okay, so that's why nothing is there. All our system variables are appeared here. Okay, now columns. What are the columns which are coming from the earlier component? So what is the immediate preceding component? OLEDB source is the OLEDB source adapter is the preceding component. Now from that component we are getting 3 records. 3 columns: EMP number, employee name, department name. Now I want to apply condition based upon the D name, right? So let's drag the D name here, and condition is what? Double is equal to, in double, open the double quotes, sales, provide the sales. This is what the condition, right? Here we will use double quotes in the expressions. In SSIS expressions we will use double quotes for the character data, and double is equal to why it is required, because we are going to evaluate the value of department name column. Okay, so whenever you are evaluating whether it is matching sales or not, then use the double equal operator. Now output name is what? Case 1. By default it is taking case 1, so I can change it. I can change something like matching sales records, something like that I can keep. Okay, so output name is matching sales records. Now whatever records which are not meeting this criteria will default go into this default output name. Okay, so this is the default output name. What is the default output name? Conditional split default output. That is the name. So you can change it to not matching sales records, not matching sales records, something like that. So click on OK. Now I want to load these records, whatever matching records, into EMP to destination table that is in my database. See, this is empty, and I want to load not matching records into flat file destination. Okay, flat file destination. Now what I will do, I'll go back to the client source, go to the data sources. Here output, in output folder I have EMP out. Okay, there is a one text file I have created. So already some data is there. Let me delete the entire data. Now this is empty. This text file is empty. If you open this file, so nothing is there. So let's use this file to load the not matching records. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to take two destinations. One is for OLEDB destination. Another one is for flat file destination. Okay. We have two destinations. Let's select the OLEDB destination. See, the moment I connected it to OLEDB destination, it is asking this which output you want to load, because we have two outputs from the condition split, right? So matching sales records, not matching sales records. So we need to load matching sales records into destination table. That's why I have selected matching sales records. Double click on it, select the table. EMP2 is our destination table. Let's go to the mappings. See, already same column names and same structure is there. That's why automatically it's mapped. EMP number, E name, D name. Click on it. Now let's connect this to flat file destination. This time it is not popping out the window. It is simply taking the not matching sales records, because only two outputs are there. One is already selected, matching records. Then the rest of the one is what? Not matching sales records only. So that is going to be mapped to the flat file destination. But how come system will know in which file I have to load this not matching sales records? System doesn't know that, right? So we need to create a connection manager. Where is that output file is there? So output file is located in the output folder. So let me copy it. Now right click, click on edit. Flat file connection manager should be created. So click on new. See, it is asking which file, which type of file you want to create. I want to create delimited file. So click on OK. Most of the times we deal with the delimited files only. Okay. So click on OK. Now provide the connection manager name. Anything you can provide. So already it is taking the default name. No problem. So click on browse. Provide the path. Click on open. Now select the EMP out. This is our destination file, right? So let's select that. Now provide the text qualifier. If you want to keep the text qualifier, then keep the double quotes as a text qualifier. Okay, each and every column will have the text qualifier. Then now enable column names in the first data row. Click on columns. So column delimiter is what? Comma by default. Now click on OK. See, before clicking on OK, let's check the mappings. See, mapping is also done. See the preview. You will get these three columns. Click on OK. Done. So let us execute it. See, total 14 records you are extracting from the source. So after applying the condition, see, only two rows got inserted into this EMP2 table. Those are matching with the D name called sales, and the rest of the 12 records which are not matching the criteria, those are going into flat file destination. Okay, so let's check that. Go back to the SQL Server Management Studio and execute this statement. See, only two records got inserted into the EMP2 destination table. And if you go back to the flat file, let's open it. See, it is having rest of the 14 records, sorry, 12 records, which are not matching the criteria, like this. Okay, so like that you can select Excel destination, flat file destination, anything, depends upon the requirement. Okay, so this is the way to apply condition split in order to separate the data based upon the data criteria conditions. Any doubts? Let me save it with conditional split. Save it. So any doubts so far? Okay, so okay, then we are going to uh, continue with tomorrow's class. So in tomorrow's class, we are going to see the rest of the transformations. Okay, so we have different transformations, and I want to show you how to extract the data from fixed width file in tomorrow's session, and we will see some SSIS expressions, how to write some SSIS expressions and all. And I want to show you some important concept like how to debug the SSIS packages and all. Okay. In tomorrow's session, we are going to cover all these things.
Sujata, can you send this session, the recorded session?
Recording session, actually, we need to ask RVH people. Okay, so Subhash
Okay.
will take care of that. Okay.
Sure, Sujata. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. And everyone installed the SQL Server application. Yesterday, I have shared with everyone. So you downloaded it, right? Okay, great. Okay, fine. So then let me send you these source files, whatever text files we are using, whatever Excel files we are using in this practical session. So let me share all those files with you so that you can do the practice. But I have everyone's email IDs except I think Karthik, I guess. Karthik or Kishore, sorry. Kishore, can you please send me your email ID so that I will share that source file, okay, with you everyone. Okay, Kishore, yours is Yuva Explorer. I have this email ID then. Who's missing, I guess? Okay, we have Kishore, Leena, and Vaishnavi. Okay, only three people are there. Then I have your email IDs. Then okay, fine. I'll send it to you. Okay, everyone. So then we will meet in tomorrow's session. Okay. Have a nice day.